Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Tropical Update number 1 of the year. As you'll see this year, we are not displaying the number of the updates. We're changing a few things around as we do every year. So here's the first guess of what this year's Tropical Updates will look like, beginning with Hurricane Agatha, currently in the eastern Pacific, making its way towards Mexico right now, where a hurricane warning is in effect for much of the coast. In fact, it may even strengthen to a major hurricane before making landfall. Major impacts expected there. And then its remnants, the remnant rainfall moisture vorticity from Agatha, could potentially spawn a system in the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, moving towards the Yucatan and then the Caribbean Sea. And so the National Hurricane Center has highlighted an area of interest there. Here's Agatha right now, beautiful eye associated with it. Looks like it has undergone some recycling of that eye wall, but overall satellite presentation of Agatha very healthy this afternoon. In fact, it has been rapidly intensifying. Current wind speeds are 90 miles an hour, high-end Cat 1 hurricane, likely to reach Category 2 status for sure, and probably even a low-end Category 3 hurricane likely by the time it makes landfall in Osaka there. Tropical storm warning, hurricane watch and hurricane warnings all in effect for portions of the southern Mexican coast, as well as potential for major hurricane impacts within 25 miles of Puerto Escondido. As I said, rapid intensification likely to continue for the next few hours today. It's likely to undergo some IRL replacement cycles and begin to interact with land, which will hinder further development. It'll then make landfall and rapidly weaken over the mountains of Mexico. Rainfall and mudslides are going to be a big concern with this one. Isolated amounts to 20 inches in terms of rain. Storm surge also in a possible effect with Agatha. Moving on to our area of interest, nothing convectively associated with this area yet. As I mentioned, most of the convection is from Agatha, which you can see on this satellite scan of the general vicinity of the area of interest we'll be watching. There's the map from the Hurricane Center, 30% chance we could see something. I would suggest people in the northern Yucatan Peninsula and western Cuba continue to monitor the development of the system over the next 5 days. As I mentioned, nothing too crazy. Models aren't totally bullish on this storm yet, but that's kind of where the probabilities lie as it stands right now. And speaking of that, that's the end of this tropical update. As I mentioned, we're being pretty easy today. Just an area of interest near the Yucatan, and the only reason I'm talking about the Eastern Pacific at all is because the potential impacts that Agatha could have on that area of interest near the Yucatan as the Atlantic hurricane season begins June 1st. That's all for now. Chris Dixon, Info Weather, Catholic Media.